Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode contains graphic content, including but not limited to copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, be they infants or immortals, fantasy drug use, nudity, mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. We cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. May the albatross guide your way.
All right. Welcome to House Comblood. I'm Gray, your DM and host. We're a D&D 5.5e podcast currently playing the adventure Hangman Worms of Frostheart. The story follows a group of misfits facing sentient calamities threatening to destroy the world, led by a Genasi army called the Rebirth Bastion. Most of the monsters I use are created by Oh Hi Mark. You can support his Patreon, although everything he makes is free. The music in our games is curated by D&D Breakfast Club on YouTube, with credit to each respective artist. I'm joined here today by Mega.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play Eddie, the Autoboy Triton Bastard class. I also play you.
Very ominous. As well as Rakuzen.
Hello, I'm Mercusant. I play Mavet Sohafidash, the sap that holds his family together.
His family, okay. And finally, Moomin.
Hello, my name is Moonmean. I play Seer, the fire genasi alchemist that is always on fire and sometimes forgets, are they good or bad? Are they okay with this? Are they not okay with this? Are they hot? Or are they too hot?
We're too head shy today, so can you guys tell me what happened last session?
One moment while
Luckily,
I pull
it
up
did
those
not
notes.
turn into a game of whack-a-mole. Really, the fight was pretty much dedicated to a creature burrowing themselves into a hole and then kind of staying in that one spot for a bit while it was either clowning the folks in that hole or being clowned by folks outside that hole. But inevitably, the party was able to defeat the very special boulet. Gumo was really trying to eat it, but in honestly a bit of a confusing thing where I'm not sure how much was actually canon and how much wasn't. It was not, at the very least, eaten for the present so that Seer could actually investigate it, and she was able to determine, and I think this is actually where we landed off. She found a piece of what would appear to be a shoot, why am I suddenly forgetting the name of their clan?
You found the clan of the centaur people.
Centaur, yes. So it looks like they had eaten a centaur folk. I mean, honestly, that's kind of the long and short of it. I'm sure there were like some specific details I skipped over, but it was mostly a fight.
That's pretty spot on. Although you did tell me, Gray, to have you remember to have me roll something extra.
Got God, I really wish I would have remembered the context of that.
Who needs context?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see.
She needed to roll how much money she found inside the stomach of the boule. It's like, wow, you just swallowed 78,000 platinum?
Roll 40-10.
Is that for me or for?
For our dear Eddie.
There we go.
I legitimately cannot remember what I need to do to roll.
You wanted me to roll another Arcana check because you were saying, "Hey, just remind me next session that since I rolled previously good to let you know more."
Oh, yeah. About the flesh inside.
Correct.
So let's zoom back in, like get you guys back onto the map here.
I zoomed too close. I zoomed too close.
All right. All of you are slick with blood from this huge monstrosity. Gumo is cutting away at different fragments of this boule and eating it. Seer has made a incision across the abdomen of this creature, and we see this giraffe print flesh begin to crumble outside. It is a large, continuous piece of muscle. It doesn't look as if it's... It does not... The flesh does not look to be a combination of creatures, but rather a large piece of one creature. And make me a... I had you make a Arcana before.
Correct.
I mean,
You can tell me to roll something else if you need to.
Yeah, I'm just double checking one thing here. I always like to go back to my handy dandy chart here for these kind of rolls. There it is. Okay. This particular one would be a religion check. No, I could go for Arcana again. There's an overlap here. So Arcana or religion, but more than likely you want to do Arcana once more.
All right, let's do it.
Go right ahead.
I will flash a genius to make that a 23.
Okay, 23. So, as you investigate the flesh, from what you understand from this creature, the boule, its rapid growth is from consuming creatures. But the point that's at right now, even for like its unusual origin, is very unusual to have such a large size and strange powers. Looking at the flesh itself, you believe unlike what was stated earlier, that the flesh that you're looking at isn't from the centaur people. Looking at the flesh itself, you believe that it's from an ancient creature. And looking at the giraffe print, you believe that this hunk of flesh is from what you'd believe to be a endling. There we go. 16 gold.
Oh, whoops. I rolled with Jagger for some reason. Jagger does not get this gold.
No, I'm very unfortunate. But trying to think of what else to give you here. I guess like just to tie it up all into bow here for you, Seer. The fact that this creature could get this kind of flesh nearby in such good condition is not a good sign. It's an ill omen.
Alright, guys. I have good news, but I have terrible and worse news. So, first off, the good news, it's dead. The worse and bad news, it looks like it ate some of the tribesmen, as well as something that I am nervous about by the fact that it was able to acquire. You said a Jagger, right? Try to make sure I got it right.
Sorry, I was muted. Repeat your question.
I was asking you, what was the creature you said again that they got, just to make sure, because I wasn't.
An endling.
An endling. That was what I was trying to remember. It's like, wait. So it's like they got something called an endling in them. If you don't already know what that is.
I don't know. Do I know what that is? These are the kinds of questions I ponder over, waiting for some sort of deity to give me an answer.
Sorry, I was reading something. Repeat it one more time. I'm doing a couple things in the background here. But what was your question?
We're just confirming endling, you know?
Yes, an endling. These are the creatures that we were speaking about with the obelisks. So the giants and the demons. Or the titans, I should say.
All right. So then, either it came across the corpse of one, or it was able to snag a piece of a living one.
Either way, that's bad. It's not like you could just find it in a dime a dozen on the ground. Can you? Actually, I didn't even think about that.
As in, there might possibly be something common that's actually their origin is from an endling.
Right, that's why I asked that question, is because if that holds true, well, we just open a very large can of scary, is what some people would phrase.
You know, wouldn't it be funny if the different continents of the world were actually the remnants of titans and demons from years gone by? Or even worse, if they were actually housed inside of them, and that the whole purpose of the Rebirth Bastion is to destroy these places and unlock those that have been trapped within.
You make it sound like it's going to be a stroll in the park. Let's hope it's not that. Let's
I'm also hoping it's not that. I'm just thinking out loud about, some worst case scenarios.
Well, I will say, if that's a worst case scenario, I don't want to be even near that scenario. Well, let's just say what you said is true. Then we're going to be in a really bad spot in the future. But it's good to know. At least we were able to confirm it. It just makes me wonder where then. This thing is able to dig, so I'm hoping it's far, far below. Not easy to grab.
But then again, this thing has made a bunch of tunnels. It was already a bit of a challenge tracking them back to this place. And even then we had to call them from wherever they went next.
That's why I'm hoping, and I say I hope, that wherever I found this thing was not easy to access. If it was, well, then we have a whole different issue there, Eddie.
Well, for the time being, do we possibly have a way to preserve this piece?
If you give me enough time, Eddie, I can make a small sample preservable, but, well, unless the being there stops eating after they get full. Just watching Kumo, like, I just want to imagine he's like a small dog, just like.
He has eaten an exorbitant amount of boule flesh since you last looked at him.
He's not pooping tonight.
I will make a concoction to alleviate the bowels when I get this chance.
Are you gonna give him a laxative?
Pepto-Bismol.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
We could always give him the equivalent of what is it called? Miralax.
Okay. Won't yes and this.
Fun one if you want clean colon.
I'm willing to yes and this. Give him a little reason to show up. It's like this character doesn't have chronic diarrhea. Shits himself.
Anywho, what do you think of this small vet? If he's around.
Quick, last 5 words said.
I'm
The
too
last I
busy
saw him, he was pretty
worrying
fucked
about
up.
my. Yeah, I really don't care what y'all do. I am too hurt to really think about anything else.
Right, I need to patch you up. Sorry, I got head deep in blood.
Yeah, how does Mavet look after this fight? Like, what do you look like at such a low HP?
You see a bunch of Mavet's branches cracked and dangling off where you would think someone's arm is hanging on by a thread. Mavet's is hanging on by vines. His knuckles are cracked profusely. And he just looks like a really old, beat-up tree.
Not the beat-up trees that you leave behind when you're trying to reproduce.
Correct. There's not a lot of holes. There's a lot of gashes.
Okay.
Alright, Mavet.
I think it could be a hole if you try.
That's factual.
You know the routine, Mavet. Give me your branches. I'm just gonna start mending them together as best I can. And I will do the healer's kit, as well as cure wounds if need be, or healing word.
And
Okay.
I guess out of actually, so Eddie will say this out loud. And I think maybe out of respect for the centaur people, we should recover what we can of what has been eaten by this creature and return it for. Actually, he specifically looks over to. Actually, I'm trying to remember how much hurt did he get. I actually don't. Was he even targeted for attacks? Now that I'm thinking about it.
You're talking about Gumo?
No.
Oh,
Our pony friend.
yeah, Kamala. No, strangely enough, the tank didn't soak any damage.
Okay. I just had to be sure.
Yep.
Hey, Camaloo.
Yes, Eddie. Still huge.
Oh, right. I can probably stop thinking about it. Part of it on my end. So he will drop concentration on his personal enlarge reduce, though the other potion's gonna last for still a while. So
Okay. That's good to me. So he goes from huge to large.
Yep. And then Eddie will say, "Are there any particular rites with your people that we should be concerned about? Funeral rites."
For us, we take our dead, perform our rites, and burn their body so they may gallop in the sky.
Then we should gather as much as we can of the body. Maybe we should head to the village to see if someone could possibly identify who this was and give them the proper send-off.
It gives a nod.
Don't be upset with me, but I did put a pile of whatever I found. It's like an ugly ass pile of a tribesman's body.
Okay. I'm not gonna. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We're gonna put most of that in a bag and maybe just keep the identifiable stuff.
Yeah. Like,
out.
like I said earlier, the flesh of interest put to the side, you do find, because of your windwalk, because of expending that resource and how quickly you dealt with this issue, there actually isn't too many casualties. You find about 3 centaurs within its body. I'm not gonna have a check for it. Time passes. You guys retrieve and salvage the bodies. And for now, they are wrapped in linen and put on sleds.
We just use the pieces of Mavet that we back together.
Yeah. Use some of his wood to make the sleds.
You know, that does lead a weird. I've never done this. I could fix Mavet, but does Mavet just need to be put in the dirt to heal himself? And I just have to water him and give him plant food? Because if so, staff of flowers. And also,
Okay.
I'll put like a hand in the dragon dirt I have.
Okay. Well, it depends, like, how far along with this. Use your voice. How far along with this do you actually go along with it, Mafet? Like, what does your healing actually look like?
So I would say that is how I would heal over long term, and mechanically it wouldn't work, but like as a long rest, if I'm really hurt, that's what I would do.
Okay, I
Um,
like that.
and as you see it, you just see the wood start to grow at an accelerated rate. Vines and thorns essentially mending themselves together as I just put on more layers and layers of bark to cover up the broken bits.
Okay.
And then a flower grows, and now you're gay.
Well,
Well,
I
no,
mean, it
because
got said.
Mavet still has he still has vine socks on, so it's not gay.
Well, I mean, he does have a good counter. Like, I was gonna go along with it until he brought up that defense. All right. You bozos heal. How exactly do you heal him, Moo? Are you lighting him on fire? Are you using other spells? Are you actively trying to use his staff?
You're gonna pee on me while I'm
Um,
in the ground. It has good nitrogen content.
my brain just got crushed on that one when they were like, what I was gonna do
Okay.
is essentially mechanically healing word, so burn 3 more of those, healer's kit, and then give him one of my potions that will just kind of like fix
Mhm.
him temporarily. 10 hit points stay for a while till the end
Yep.
of a long rest. Um, I would say theatrically, like with theater, essentially be like using the bandages to mend up his branches to stick them together.
Okay.
Essentially, with the healing words, just essentially talk not to his arms, but essentially like to his feet to bring nutrients up from the ground, and then
Yep.
after
Hey,
that, well, hand him a potion that looks weirdly green. What's up?
Hey, Moomin, not for nothing. I could maybe agree with like the healer's kit, but like maybe Eddie can help ease your resource usage with the 3 healing words.
I can't.
Oh, nice. I'm down for that. I mean, it's hard to talk to yourself.
It's because yeah, I still have oh sorry, because I still have pact slots. So and I have access to Aura of Vitality. So I
Ooh,
could use
fair. Let's do
one
that.
of my pack slots to cast Aura Vitality on him, and then he can get 20 d6s of healing potentially. And then if that's not enough to heal, then figure the rest out.
I'm down. I like that.
Oh wow, that's. Take my
So
headphones
should I
off
roll
me
20d6?
right now?
20.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, so you're casting Roar of Vitality.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yep, just roll it. We're not gonna do each individual roll, just mass roll. Minute passes. God, I love this spell.
Who's doing the rolling?
I always go by who rolls first. I really don't care.
Oh, there's all of them.
There you go, 72. Jesus. Fuck it. What does your healing look like with Roar of Vitality?
Well, like specifically, I think because it's interacting with Mavet, it's like it's almost though like Eddie is blowing smoke from his body,
Mhm.
and it's intermingling with the smoke in Mavet's body,
Yeah.
and essentially cauterizing like the different parts of his body that looked like open, essentially like us sealing them back up. And once there's basically one hole left, the smoke begins to enter into his body, almost like revitalizing his own smoky innards before sealing up the hole left over completely.
Fill me up, Daddy.
Okay. So,
And I will let this be known. Don't forget that technically,
yeah.
Eddie is kind of like a daddy to me since he replanted this version of me. Vine socks are still on.
Okay. Okay. Mine socks are still on. Well, this begs the question, Mavet. Do you at any time cast the spell from the obelisk, or are you keeping that in your back pocket?
I am keeping that in my back pocket.
Okay. That's perfectly fine. Like, I've explained this, but I'm not going to penalize you, or just the party in general, which was the original intention for this mechanic. Now that you have it stored up, you have an 8th leveled spell in your back pocket, wherever it may be, and you can tell me when you want to cast it. Keep in mind, should it happen in combat, it's treated like a legendary action. It will not consume your action economy, but the time it takes for the casting, the casting time and all that, it still remains the same.
I will say for above table for the party, it will be telegraphed when I am going to cast it.
Okay. But for all intents and purposes, it is treated as if you cast the spell. Yeah, I believe I answered all the questions related to that. Now that begs the question, what do you guys want to do next? You guys have essentially done everything on the surface. There are bodies to be burnt. There are still statues in between you and the ice spire to the northeast.
I personally believe it would make sense to deliver the bodies first back to the village so they could be identified and have their rights.
Okay.
And then, unless something happens there, make our way towards the statues to see if we actually can remedy that situation.
Okay. So let's have a tiny scene, because I do like the idea that you put forth of giving these centaurs their final rights here. Just like with traveling, just like with the feast, we're going to go around the table here. Let's say that you guys make it to the village. Eddie, because you're the one that pitched the idea, what's a challenge? Or, well, let's just keep it at a challenge, because I don't want it to be a combat or anything. What's a challenge that, like, you guys encounter trying to do these final rites for these centaurs?
Gumo trying
like
to
a-
eat it.
Kumo trying to eat them. Eddie, continue.
I mean, if you want to bring that up, like in the next round of challenge, like sure. But I think like the first thing would just be like making like figuring out, like figuring out like specifically who it might be, so that they can have more targeted, prayers and words to be said, like from family, loved ones, etc.
Okay.
It's like, because it can be difficult when you've just got a bunch of body parts. It's like, does anyone know whose arm this was?
Okay, identifying the bodies is a challenge. Moo, make it worse.
They were in the bullet's body for a while.
Yep.
So it's very much like, all right, whose arm is this? But versus, it's not going to be like, oh, it's an obvious arm. It's like, oh, that's skeletal, partial, eaten, ripped apart bone. Good luck with that
Okay.
identification. You know.
Okay, so the bodies are very disfigured. Okay.
Correct.
Rakuzen,
That's
how does
me.
this resolve?
With the bodies?
Yes. What's the resolution with trying to identify these disfigured bodies?
I would hope a success.
It's up to you to tell me. Do you think it's successful, or do you think that it doesn't happen?
I think it's successful.
Okay. So what makes it successful?
I would say because Gumo has such a good grasp
Okay.
of death, he is able to really understand he is able to reverse engineer what a decomposing body would be like if it decomposed less, because he spends so
Okay.
much time looking at decomposing stuff.
No, I really like that. Like perhaps even using a minor illusion to help, like give a profile of each centaur. I like that. That's really good.
Which one of you had a tattoo on your bones or
Yeah.
their bones? That's really
That-
weird, but I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum.
Yeah, you know what, my vet, that was very clever. Give yourself inspiration. I like that. Finally, Mega, what's the consequence of all this? As a reminder to the table, consequences can be good or bad.
If I'm being honest, especially
Mhm.
given, the events of yesterday, it's like it was a pretty long day for them. It's just as long, like even felt even longer for us. It's like, but they have had back-to-back losses over the past
Mhm.
few days. So like perhaps while they are happy that they were able to find the remnants of their people's bodies and will be able to put them to rest, there is maybe a bit like a heavier air around the village due to just like a number of back-to-back losses just in 2 days.
Yeah. An impressive air. I like that. We see the pyres set up. Again, Mavet, I'm not sure how you'd feel about this considering where you found your children, but they chopped down trees. Chopped down trees, then gathered fallen branches for tinder. And
I
each
can
one of the
explain how I
bodies.
feel.
Okay, go ahead.
So Mavet is not too really concerned because he knows his kin, like himself, spreads through spores. So even if some of these were carrying the essence of Mavet,
Okay.
while most of it would die, some of it would be brought up into the smoke and carried into the wind, hopefully.
Okay. I like that. So we see the branches set underneath. Rites are given by Camelou. He speaks from the heart, not from a tablet, not from text, and it adds to the press of air. It doesn't light any fires in anybody's hearts. As the inferno eats at each of the bodies. This goes on for hours and hours and hours for this ceremony until the bodies are fully consumed by the fire. And as the smoke enters the air, almost as if it's a blanket over the clouds. And within the smoke itself, you can see, you can almost make out from the texture of the smoke, the galloping of horses. There is an effect from doing this ceremony that I'm going to bring up later when it becomes relevant. But you guys have made a positive impact with this community. In contrast to the oppressive atmosphere, this meant a lot to the community. But hours pass. What do you guys do?
Well, Addie. Well, you first.
I think we're both kind of just doing a whelp, but if you had a specific idea.
I mean, we can rest, relax if you need be, or we just get along back on our journey for the fact that we don't have much time, you know?
I have to remind myself about how far away were the statues from here.
God will answer that question.
Oh, good.
Fill
'cause I
the
didn't
dead
know.
air as I'm figuring that out.
I mean, by my understanding, we can still walk on the wind for a little bit longer. So I guess if it's especially far away, then we can cut the travel time a bit for ourselves.
Right. I wish we had the luxuries to just relax, enjoy ourselves, but really, we don't. We have to.
Unfortunately.
Make our pretty ways down to.
Just
our
as a
next
reminder,
destination of goals.
these statues, they completely surround this ice spire.
Unfortunately.
On first contact, it would be roughly 6 miles.
Okay, I know we're definitely wind walking to the.
We're definitely wind walking.
But
my thoughts exactly.
Is a bit unfortunate, but given the circumstances of our various missions, we're a bit time sensitive. I guess the real question is, does everyone feel rested enough to move? I mean, we have been sitting around for a few hours, so I imagine that we've probably had a time to take a short rest during that time.
Granted.
Thanks, God.
As far as I could say, I'm ready to rumble. And then when we get to where we need to go, we can actually rest, maybe make a camp. I wouldn't mind
Oh, you're breaking up, girl. Wouldn't mind doing what? And we lost her.
While she's gone, what's the current weather like? Is it still clear because of the
Yep, still clear.
things? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see a marble blue sky that contrasts the now yellow and green plains. The snow melting. You feel a new season. That being said, before you guys travel out, what are your plans with the groups? Because I know it was kind of in the air that you wanted assistance with these statues. Is this a preliminary investigation, or are you guys gonna Leroy Jenkins this shit and start running towards the tower?
I mean, since I would presume that maybe the village folk had still been maybe keeping an eye on that area since it has been revealed.
Yep.
Like maybe if they noticed any activity like in that area.
Yeah. I can definitely grant that with how much of a boon you guys have been for this community. Scouts have not found any abnormal activity. Like, statues haven't moved at all. There hasn't been any strangers running about, other than the one that you guys learned about. There are no further anomalies. Nothing of interest.
And I guess maybe in the same sense, do they happen to have like anything, like any like tales or myths maybe?
Ooh.
Because like we still have no idea like exactly how they froze over. So like maybe wondering like are there any like particular like, stories or legends that told of folks like freezing over? It's like
Okay.
or if this is something completely like out of the blue, like new for them.
Yeah, I absolutely do want to yes and that and just say that there is myths, but I'd be remiss to say it. Unfortunately, this is brand new for them.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I really wish that I planned it differently because that does sound pretty fucking cool. But it is a new event, and the timeline lines up to the activity with Quagmire in the Rebirth Bastion.
Well, in which case then I don't really think there's a whole lot of other investigation we can do around it if nothing in particular has happened with them and there's no precedent for it.
Yeah, like I suppose the only thing I can really give you is the statues are slowly beginning to melt, but unlike the surrounding terrain, it seems like something is halting or slowing down that process.
So, which I guess, by the way, probably good to establish. Probably just like,
Mhm.
hey, giants, stay in this location. We'll come and get you in a
Yeah,
few
that
hours.
yeah, it
Uh,
totally happens.
it's just I feel like it needed to be said out
Yeah,
loud.
yes, thank you. But the giants like hold a post. Perhaps like they help out with your scouting and investigation for this knowledge.
In which case, though, if there's nothing else to be done in the village, unless people have their own ideas about what, because I don't know, so I would assume that they haven't already like came to like a decision on new leadership after only a day. So
Yeah,
I
it's
would
more
imagine
of
there's presently no one to talk to about
yeah.
any future activities. So really, I think it's just us going over to the tower, unless others
Yeah.
in the party have other ideas or things they'd like to take care of before we head out?
Yeah, Chibuike has been the voice of the community, and they're slowly transitioning over to the new power for the community. Obviously, with the prince accompanying you, that process has also been very slow. It's hard for a king to roll when he's not in the fucking kingdom. But yeah. Nita, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm proud, girl. Get close to that mic.
Okay. Can you hear me now? So if they're looking for new leadership, maybe they can take it with the
Mhm.
big OG Aeolus, maybe worship
No.
him and follow his teachings and establish a new temple in these lands.
Give me a performance religion, please. I will 100% acknowledge
Listen, guys,
a
you
new
seem to be
chapter.
running aimlessly and do not know where to go in the future or where to look or what to do. But I'm telling you, there is a way. There is a man who will guide you.
You see, like, there's probably a small child with like scraggly legs looking up at their mother at this proclamation, and I need to see this check to see if you influence the next generation.
Oh, okay, hold on. Main group.
Yep.
And you said persuasion or performance?
I said performance with wisdom.
Ah.
Yep, we're gonna have a fun one. Switching it up, baby. Switching it up. See if you speak to their souls.
Please.
Now before, well, I was just about to say roll once more and take advantage because of twofold here. I would consider the centaurs to be friendly with you, and you've also just done a funeral rite, so the DC is lower.
Can I guidance myself? Make it more.
Fuck no.
As
You
bad
cannot
as
touch
my-
yourself during this process.
Make it more whimsy.
Take the next roll. Let's see it. Of course, it landed right on top of my fucking view. Alright, 14. Okay. I assume you're not influencing that roll.
No.
Because I will not allow you with guidance. Okay. I will say that perhaps you plant a seed here, but it's not the effect that you're looking for. Perhaps in the future, there might be one or two centaurs that might enter into under Aeolus's wings in the future.
I'll take what I can get.
Emphasis on might.
Yeah, might. Okay. So I guess a conversation does need to happen, unless anybody else doing anything in town here, in within this community. Yay, nay.
Nah.
No,
Moo, you
not
gonna
really.
spread gospel of modern medicine to these heathens?
I mean, I'll just say this. If you really
Yeah.
want to, I'll just look at them and be like, all right. Looks at like the shaman. Dirt does not go on wound.
What? What are you talking about? We're not barbarians.
Dude, I just watched you put dirt into someone's wound.
Not gonna yes and that. Okay, just
Well, yes. How else can we get the curing worms into their body?
Those are maggots.
It's like, no, they eat the bad flesh and leave only the good flesh behind.
Well, that works too, except for the fact that that's a not clean pulled it from a corpse. I love your thought and logic, so I give you that credit, but no.
Like, you weren't expecting that answer now, were you?
Go fuck yourself. And she walks away. So a conversation needs to happen again if you guys are going to be pursuing the tower, and I guess Camelin would be the one to approach. Friends, comrades, are we ready to go to the tower?
Well, I at least believe that I'm ready.
Hmm.
But, I am but one person. And Aluya seems a bit busy preaching.
Preaching the good word of this sandwich.
And you see his eyes begin to squint at that. I have seen her gospel down below. Last time I remember, looking towards Mavet, a lot of bad things happened. He's associating the crippling of the hand, the worm, and the preaching all together in one beautiful event.
Mavet just smiles.
Are you capable of smiling?
It looks very demented, like a jack-o'-lantern, kind of.
Oh, that's cool as hell. All right.
But
But
also definitely not reassuring to anybody.
but to continue, he will say, if we are prepared to make our way to the tower, I'll call my warriors. They'll bring their bow, bring their blade to assist us in combat. But I must ask.
What about their axe?
Unfortunately, we lost all of our axes trying to make the pyres. Don't ask how. But I must ask.
Unfortunately, we have run out of Axe body spray.
And now we all smell like shit. Damn it! Damn it all!
One tragedy after another.
But I must ask, do we begin this assault with only our own kind? Looking around at the centaurs. If so, I can rally my men. But if we mix water and oil, it will be difficult for me.
I mean, honestly, the more help we can get, the better, but... Well, Eddie, what do you think? Do you think we're needing
No.
more assistance, or do you think we'd be capable with just what we have?
Now, let me be very clear about what he is saying. If you want the assistance of the centaurs, there is no check, there is no event, there is no nothing. You just have their blades and bows at the ready. But should you seek out other factions, he is saying that there needs to be a talk. There needs to be some sort of communication between the factions.
Makes sense.
Yep, it's up to the party. You guys can do charge with the horses, horsies if you
My
want.
question still stands.
Yeah, looks towards Eddie.
I guess the one complicating factor is that aside from Quagmire himself, if there are any other defenses that we're unaware of around the tower.
I'm sure he's just a simpleton. No hidden aces, no traps.
Well,
In fact, why
I
are we scared
believe-
of statues? They don't move.
well, we're actually trying to save the statues.
Save statues.
Oh, right, you weren't here for this part. It would appear that the statues are frozen, God-gifted.
He gives you the most confused expression imaginable. I'm sorry?
The
So-
statues were once God-gifted, living God-gifted, walking around. But it appears that, unless I'm misunderstanding the story that was told to me, they were frozen over by Quagmire.
Then that is fantastic news. We do not face an army, we only face one enemy.
You might recall the golems that we encountered down below in the city.
Shakes head. I recall being inside of a creature for a while.
Then you didn't run into those. So he at least seems to be capable of creating constructs made of. I'm just trying to remember. Was it actually straight up out of ice, or was it stone?
Ice.
Okay. He
Mhm.
seems to be capable of creating constructs of ice. So aside from the living statues, there might be mixed in with them, or hidden below the surface, or just waiting to be summoned or conjured from this ice and snow around them to defend the tower.
That is much more dangerous than I imagined.
That is the tricky part of when you face creatures of magic.
And you wish to not destroy these statues, you want to save them?
Well, we are at least hoping by an investigation that the God-gifted who are frozen, we might be able to melt their statues so that they can be able to walk around once more. But the ones that are conjured, they can be destroyed. No questions.
Nods. Sounds like we need a big fire.
Or hasten or strengthen the coming of summer.
And he snorts at that. You speak as if it's a trivial task. We are not gods.
It is definitely not a trivial task, which is why the means by which I believe we'll be able to do it is not trivial either.
And you see that he is scratching the back of his neck. You see that this is a conundrum that's hurting his head.
But let's not focus on that. I believe by this point, does anyone have a fire that wasn't just recently used for funeral rites?
You'd look back and I can confidently say that there is a fire being used to cook.
I may want to borrow that. Or just make a new one. Actually, for that matter, is there a house that is empty right now? It's better that way.
He will point over to like a house, or I shouldn't say a house, a hut or two that was used by the deceased. One he'll single out as a single male. The other one was married. Unless you're into that, you want the wife and the child to die in the fire. I don't judge.
We're not throwing people in flames.
Just,
or at least I'm not.
yeah, just everybody slowly like turn their head to you.
Just tell Oluya that someone is hurting Seer. In they go.
And they go into the inferno. Okay. So, tell me like the end plan here. What are you trying to accomplish?
Try to do something similar to what he has done like previously.
Okay.
But at this point, since he has handed a mushroom to the two other factions.
Yep.
I figure that he is going to at least open up a dialogue.
Okay.
By taking one of his own mushrooms.
Yep.
Burning it in the flames while thinking about the folks in possession of those.
Okay. I like that.
Essentially creating a smoky WhatsApp call.
Yeah. Well, we'll make it cool as well. Because it's within.
I was oversimplifying it, but I'm
Yeah.
imagining kind of like burning it into the flames, and
Yep.
then while thinking about them, literally like their faces or their bodies appear as smoke in the
manifest.
flames.
Yep, that's the same thing I was thinking of. All right, so let's set the scene here. Is there any, before you do that, is there any like a prep work that needs to be done, needs to be said before we continue here?
Oh, in preparation for this?
Yes, because this isn't going to be resolved with one check, and it's going to require like full party participation here.
All right, guys. We're gonna have to plug some holes.
I'm good at that.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, set the scene for me, Mega. Like, you have a hut, needs to go on fire.
So Eddie instructing folks to the best of their ability. It's like plugging up the as many of the holes as possible. Basically, just making sure that the smoke that he's going to be making soon doesn't seep out prematurely.
Okay.
So then he'll need to instruct.
Now here's my question: What do you use as a sealant? I'm gonna get some more of that Mavet, and that Mavet sap.
All right, folks. Am I
Look
going
away.
to be getting some? Am I going to be getting some sealant from the tap, or do we have anything else to help seal up the holes in this building?
Oh, would you look at that? We used up all of our supplies for the rites. I didn't even know that we need sealant for a pyre. Really strange.
I have some sealing wax.
Do you?
As in the sealing wax for letters?
Yeah, would that help a little bit?
I mean, it would help for as much of it as you have.
We can fill up one hole.
All right, we'll fill up one hole with that sealing wax.
Okay.
But unless folks have any other ideas, Mavet, I'm gonna have to ask for some more sap.
Okay.
Is the dejected okay?
Mavet will take his left hand.
Okay.
He is going to then spread it, go stick it out in front of him, and then he is going to slice open his hand and get some sap for everyone.
Oh. Well, that sucks.
I guess DM could decide how much damage that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's decide the damage.
You know what? Roll me a yeah. No, that the idea I had in mind was too cruel. Roll me a 3d6.
It's like roll for amputation.
That's not no. We have buttons. Very nice buttons. Okay. Well, it's not that bad. Don't take actual damage. Reduce your maximum by 4, and they'll last until your next long rest. Make sure you write down that got reduced by 4.
Well, inevitably it reduces his max.
Yeah,
HP as
it
well.
does. I just don't want him to double it down, because if you... Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have -4 as my temp HP.
No, that's not how it works. All right. So, you take sap from your hand. Thankfully, it's not as disgusting as it was prior. There's no sexual tension with this process, unfortunately.
You act like there was tension before. It was all allowed.
There was definitely a release. So, continue on, Eddie. You have this sealant, this sap that you can use.
All right, there's that. You know what? Just to be safe, I'm gonna go into my room for just a moment.
What's your room look like nowadays? Is it still cluttered, or with this change, with this particular adventure, have you straightened out your shit?
I would say that certain aspects of his room have remained more casual.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but there is a bit more organization to it. It's like, in particular, there actually is a specific area in his room now where he is growing out his mushrooms.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like, and like even a desk in there where he's keeping figurative and literal notes of things that they have been coming across. It's a bit difficult to find your notes if, like, you know, they're shoved under your bed to find for later.
Yeah, and I imagine, again, with the amount of life and death situations he'd gone through, like, there's more weight behind having information, especially having it at better recall. Yeah.
He takes more from his own supply, comes back out of his room. I probably don't have to tell you this, but don't tell any city officials. I just have a bunch of it just stored up in here.
Who is that to? The party in
party.
general? Yeah, okay.
I think most of you aren't narcs, but
I thought you were saying that to strictly Camelon. Again, it was going through my head. It's like, I make the rules. It's legal here.
Just Camelot.
All right. The fire gets started. You, well, I was gonna say, would you say that there is perhaps an equivalent of a brazier in the room, or something, or are you actually burning the house?
no, not the house itself.
Okay,
no.
okay, yeah. I just wanted to make sure. So yeah, you use a
no, but that's
pit,
gonna
use a
make this
brazier.
everyone's problem.
Yeah. So,
but
yeah.
But yes, so I think to start, he's going to literally take one of the mushrooms that he has, puts it into the brazier, and Seer, would you mind?
Puts their hand out, lights a match for them, but it's not a stick. It's their finger.
Right.
And then does the honors.
Yep, and as the smoke begins to fill the room, everyone remember to breathe if they want to properly participate in this.
It's recommended.
Well,
Well, actually,
as the room begins to.
Rakuzen, do you take a safe amount, or do you go too far again?
I really don't want to breathe in.
Oh, you don't want to participate,
But
huh? Go ahead.
I'm gonna take the smallest little breath.
Okay. Give a little breath.
Yeah, so then as the smoke begins to fill the room, it's the normal first effects begin to feel as everyone can feel their senses opening. And at the opening of those senses, Eddie begins to reach out to the mushrooms that he has given to leaders or leader equivalents, I should say. It's
Camelot comes up and takes it.
And essentially begins a call. It's just it's up to them, I guess, if they would truly wish to answer. But putting forth that, putting forth his identity, his essence, his voice, as he says.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Eddie reaching out. Heed my call.
Yeah, and perhaps we have a montage of people and places doing things with General Lylaran, Nereus. He is, I would say at this moment, perhaps making a speech, to a group of sea elves to help create order And the moment this comes in, like his speech is cut abrupt, and again showing the value he puts into your presence and your connection, Eddie. Like he withdraws from a podium and makes his way to a secluded area, towards the frost giant, the Jarl. He is perhaps drinking at this moment and regaling in a story with another frost giant. And he is pounding I think it's a horn. I'm sure you guys have an idea of what I'm talking about, but like the weird horn-shaped mugs that Vikings drink out of. Can't think of the proper name, but he has one of those.
Horny cups.
Yeah, horny cups. He has a horny cup. And not beer foam, but mead spills onto his white wispy beard. And as your call comes in, he grips his arm, and you hear no reply immediately, Mega. But again, because you guys saved the shaman, his mother, Mirkvar looks towards his mother at the table eating and grits his teeth and also joins into the call. And explain what it looks like when they manifest into this room.
It's like especially for, again, like those who like a breed participating, because like otherwise it would be a bit difficult to pick them out amongst the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
It's like but thanks to the connection, the smoke gives clarity and can even not only like give shape, but even can give color and sense of movement. It's like it's more of a trick of the brain, because they're able to connect to the other folks that aren't there, that essentially that connection is sort of filling in the gaps, and it seems as though they are actually in the room, even though they are just smoky constructs amongst the mist.
Okay, I like that.
So literally taking shape in the room.
Mm-hmm.
To anybody who wasn't actually like breathing in, it would just look like the room was filled with smoke.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, let's go over this, because we dabbled with this a little bit last time. I can't remember where exactly. I believe it was with Eddie and Seer, like talking to Merkvar for the first time. But we're going to do another negotiation. This one's going to be a lot more complex, unfortunately. Just to explain the rules really quick here, we're going to be treating this like initiative. Each person's going to make their piece and talk to each one of these leaders. Each one of these leaders have two stats. One's interest, one's patience. Patience is always going to be dwindling. Once it reaches 0, whatever interests they have will give me an idea of whether they yes and whatever you guys want. Yes, but no, no, and no, but all that shit. I'll actually look at the chart, but you get the idea. Depending on how much interest they have will determine the deal that can be secured. So there is a situation where this completely falls apart, and you only have one faction's help. That being said, I do want to reflect your actions throughout this this adventure. And how that's going to be reflected is the two troublesome factions, the Frost Giants, the General. They're going to have a patience of 3, both respectively. I've kept tally of notable things that you guys have done for the community. For the Jarl And for the general, their interest is going to be starting off at 3. That's all to say, like, the best possible outcome is you guys getting to 5. So it goes from 0 to 5. This can fluctuate. Fortunately, because of the amount of time you spent with your dear friend, Camalu, and the amount of deeds you've done, including recent events with the pyre, he will have a patience of 5, and he has an interest of 4 because of the amount of time he has spent with all of you. We're going to be keeping track, and we're going to be having a dialogue here. I believe the last thing I do need to mention is I do have a chart of their motivations and pitfalls. Watch what you say, because one thing that you say to somebody could be very bad for another person. And I'll point them out as they come up. All right, let me take a drink of water, then we can go here. All right. For our sake and purposes, I'm gonna put the party on the map here. Okay. Okay. Just to make sure everybody is ready to go. Like, does anybody feel like we need a break, or you guys want to keep trucking on here?
I mean, if I get a break, I get a 4th cup of coffee.
Okay.
But also, if you hear the background, my partner scream, break, break, break.
Yeah. All right. I'll give one of our
5 minutes?
buddies a little bit of time here. We'll go 10. Go about 10 minutes here.
Okay.
Go
Yep.
beat my kid.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, and we're back. We switch the music here, and let's set the scene one more time. Make sure we all know how cool this is going to be. All right. So, like Eddie has described before, we are within this hut. It is enclosed. There is smoke. I'll even add in, it almost feels like you guys are in an ethereal space, almost like you're in the void itself, with this black smoke that curls around all of your bodies. You all take in a deep breath of this mushroom mindfuck, and one by one, these leaders blip in, manifesting almost a singular light piercing the darkness. First, we see the elf, Nereus Lylaran, general of the sea elves down below your feet. He is attentive, perfect posture, and curiously staring at what you have assembled here, Eddie. Then we have Merkvar, the Jarl of the Frost Giants in the region. He is leaning back, almost like he's sitting on a throne, and you still see him drinking from his horn. And with his forearm, he wipes his face. And again, he is also confused, but for a different reason. He recognizes Nereus in the room, but his eyes linger on the centaur. Now, before we get into the game here, the little mini game that I've set up, is there anything that needs to be said or done to these people before they start getting into brass tacks? Actually, I think I would heavily encourage you, Eddie, to explain why they're here.
Sorry, my headphones are being a little butt. I did not hear what they said.
No, they didn't say anything. I was encouraging you
Okay.
to tell them why they're here.
My apologies for the abruptness of this particular meeting. But I should hope that everyone is more or less familiar with each other in this little call I've come together.
We see, fucking Christ, why is his name slipping my fucking mind? Camlu, there we go. We see Camlu crossing his arms with a smile on his face, just saying, I know everyone here. Then Nereus also nods in affirmation. Yes, unfortunately, I know of everyone here. And Merkvar is scrunching his brow with an angry expression as he leans forward and he says, It seems as if all of you have an advantage that I don't. Who the hells are you? And he is pointing towards Camlu. Again, as much as I would love to roleplay with myself here, do you intercede Eddie, or do you allow Camlu to explain himself?
Can Merkvar
Ooh.
see Camlu?
That's the problem, is with this connection, he can see Camlu.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Merkvar, allow me to introduce to you like choosing the words carefully. It's like a because right now his position in his own people is kind of in an iffy between territory right now.
Yep.
This is one of the high-profile leaders of the centaur community, Camelu.
Centaurs! Centaurs! Why did you bring a horse here? You see Camlu kicking up dirt, like flaring his nostrils.
They are just as much of a person as I am.
Yeah. I guess I'm more confused. Why he's here?
Each of you represents a core of the different species living in this part of the world, this continent. So all of you have a stake in anything that might come to pass, or, as I've discussed with all of you by this point, an oncoming invasion.
It seems like, again, Nereus, the sea elf, and Camlu, the centaur, nod in understanding. Like, it seems like there is a shared understanding of why they're here and what they're here for. But the Jarl isn't going to let this go. He's going to lean in forward, and this is what's going to start us with our first check here. He's going to lean in and just say, I don't seem to remember centaurs. Again, he won't say centaurs. I don't seem to remember horses being a part of any faction around here. It's always been us versus these damn elves. And looking towards the centaur, he would even go so far as to say, "Why would I even bargain? Negotiate was something I would ride. I don't bow down to a horse. Horses bow down to me."
And yet, it's like Eddie is debating whether it is relevant. Well, not relevant. You might recall that one of your own returned to your fortress injured.
Nods. Yes. The damn fool lost his voice.
And how do you recall that event occurring?
Realistically, I think he wouldn't have been fully filled in on the event, so I'm gonna take the safe bet and at least say he knows this. Lucero to the throat. What about it?
If you can believe it, it is an unfortunate consequence of him wandering too close to a centaur encampment.
What? Just slams his fist, and at this point, I need a persuasion. Because I'm not gonna say what, because you stumbled on one of his motivations, the DC has been lowered. For this, yeah, definitely gonna be persuasion. You're convincing him of an event. Then, from this, Eddie, we're going to switch off to Tyler next. But you can finish your thought after the check.
Sorry, things closed on me. I had to reopen.
Yeah, a persuasion check, you stumbled on to something. DC has been lowered.
So I'm assuming this is a straight roll?
Yes, just a straight roll. Yep. Other people, as we go along, can postpone their actions to aid or help. Okay. 24. That is... Yeah, no, I'm not thinking Pathfinder is 5, not 10. That is a critical success. Because it's a critical, his interest goes from 3 to 4, and his patience does not waver. Finish your thought.
So if you are questioning their potential prowess as warriors, as those capable of holding their own, I would think twice before underestimating them.
And he leans back again, sipping at his horn, staring at Camelo. We pivot to Gumo. Gumo, how do you assist with this negotiation here?
It's a little tough to figure out how exactly I could.
So let me
Main issue.
let me pitch in. This is towards the entire party. If you guys don't know what angles to take or what talking points to take advantage of, you guys can spend your turn to learn more about these people. Like I said, there are motivations and pitfalls. If you guys learn about it, you guys can avoid checks that will automatically fail and checks that reduces DCs. That is something you can absolutely do. If not, you can also help to give people advantage. That's why I'm being a little bit more precious with advantage disadvantage with this mini game.
Yeah, I think I'll try and see if I can't figure out perhaps some of these pitfalls to see, like, based off information that we've learned before, like what some of these people might value. Because at the moment, it seems like the big ones are that the giants are the least inclined to take up an alliance.
Okay. So give me a... This one I actually have to double check here. There we go. For giants, give me a history.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Please roll high. No, I did not. I am going to knowledge from a past life for that at a D6.
Mm-hmm.
Flash of genius.
Okay, you're gonna give a flash of genius to that. Okay. There's still critical successes and failures involved. So yes, if he does roll high enough, other things could happen. What's your added bonus? 7 at this level with your bonuses?
6.
6.
I would love it to make it a 7, but I had to be smarter.
So it's 21 then now.
Okay. Perfect. I actually can give you both the pitfalls for the giant. And keep in mind, I couldn't find my notes on the Jarl from the last time we did this, but I try to make it as close as I can. If I fucked anything up, live with it. His pitfalls, at least towards his culture, and this person in particular from the back and forths you've witnessed, heard of, is freedom and greed. He believes without hierarchy that there's only chaos. Arguing for equality triggers him. And that's why, during this talk here, Eddie was actually dangerously close to falling into one of these pitfalls when talking about the centaur. But thankfully, he took a different angle here. Leaning towards, again, one of the motivations that we haven't brought up, but I'm not going to mention it. He shifted from talking about like the quality of the centaur to another topic that this giant is interested in. The other pitfall, strangely enough, and it could be specifically towards him, it could be a cultural phenomenon, but the other pitfall is greed. He despises material bribery. Offering a gold or trade is an insult to his glory.
All right, I'll pass that on to Eddie by kind of leaning over his shoulder, like by breaking over, by breaking my back, by leaning over super far backwards over his shoulder, and I'll like tell that to him.
Yeah, just assume information is being shared because of the uniqueness of this particular meeting. I'm not going to hold any or rake anyone over the coals here.
All right,
the information is shared. Okay. Mavet. What do you do?
I am Mavet.
Yes, you are. What do you do during this talk?
I think it's best I stay quiet. I would like to hold my talking to give a benefit to Seer talking.
Okay. So you're gonna hold like a help to provide advantage here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because of how
I think it's
fast.
best that Mavet doesn't talk in these types of situations.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just keep in mind in between people talking and things moving along here, try to think of what information or things you want Mavet to do. But please, because this was so fast, how does Mavet help Seer?
So Mavet notices there's a quiet man because he typically speaks whenever he wants to, and as he's about to say something, he he holds a moment and then looks at Seer and thinks himself a little bit, and then he just be quiet. He looks over at Seer, gives her a tap, and he puts the his finger in front of his lips and points at
Mhm.
himself, signifying he'll be quiet.
Oh, okay. Seer.
For some reason,
Yep.
that is very inspiring.
You know, well, it's your wish coming true. Mavet, shutting the fuck up. Uh, all right. What do you do during your turn? You can do information gathering. You can, because keep in mind, we're not just doing charisma checks here. You're trying to broker a temporary peace for a united enemy.
Might be a silly question of things, but how far do you look into the future of things?
Directed
Saying
at.
that to, I would say both the groups that are in disagreement.
Okay. The last friction was between the centaur and the frost giant. Nereus has just been watching this play out. And your question was, how far do you guys look into the future?
Correct.
You're right. That is a silly question. Glory comes day by day. It's only by seizing the moment where you take advantage of the situation.
And Kamlu will shake his head at that, saying,
Ha ha! You see, our shamans have a way of reading the stars, the skies, the clouds. It always leads us right.
So, in short, both of you don't really look too far.
we're both
Not
offended.
being mean.
Yep.
Not to be mean, but I just say this because I am more in the glory side of things, where you let things come to you. However, even if you have shamans that can predict and look at things with the stars, no matter how short gold you are, you always do think of the far future. For example, you will grasp glory as it comes, but imagine if you taking not an action to stop something would end up making it so no more glory comes to you.
Hmm.
Maybe there is this moment, looking at like Camelot in this case, there's going to be a moment where you listen to a shaman and don't think of their words and not realize the long-term consequences that it leads you down to doom. This is one of those moments. We need to take down a bigger threat because, let's put it this way, there will be no glory, there will be no sanctity, there will be no safety if you let what we are having to go against slide. Because they will not just take what they want, they will take what they feel is desired, which is everything. Everything of yours.
Now, I know that you're directing this at both of them, but I need to ask specifically, which one are you trying to convince here? Is it the frost giant or the centaur?
Frost Giant, because the
Okay.
centaurs are allied. The giants are very much like resistant, as far as
Okay.
you're saying. And I also know about giants. You already gave me
Yeah.
a role before where they don't care for blood too much. They're fine with it. They're very like battle spirited oriented,
Mhm.
which is why it's horrifying to think about there's no more battle.
Mhm.
There's nothing to bring glory to. You're fucked.
Okay.
Like, in fact, maybe to
Yep.
perhaps assist with that particular line of thinking.
Hmm.
The fact of the matter is that the threat that is coming, even should your peoples survive whatever threat does come its way, everything else around you may not.
Okay.
And so there may not be a future. Sorry, there may be no glory left to be had, as the God-gifted has said. It is important to look further to the future with the topics that we're talking about. Because as I said at the very beginning of this meeting, it is a threat that concerns all in this room, not just one people or another.
Let me have a look here.
Yeah, basically just emphasizing, because
Yeah.
not suggesting that, trying not to suggest that that any particular group might be too weak to survive whatever comes, but more just thinking about the future impact that even if they survive, what will you do when there's nothing around you left?
This is gonna be a weird one. Very weird one. I'm actually. I'm gonna avoid pairing everything with charisma, and I'm gonna avoid just saying persuasion. With this, I would say insight, charisma, but for our sake and purposes, I'm just going to say I'm gonna lean towards an intellectual argument
Could be
that you're
insight,
making.
intelligence.
Yeah, exactly. Insight, intelligence. Because you're not just observing a fact, you are announcing through deduction how things will play out. So give me insight, intelligence.
Do I get advantage by the fact that Mavet didn't say
Yes. Because Mavet didn't cripple your argument.
By saying nothing, he helps you.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you really wanted to say it.
Mm-hmm.
It was intelligence by Mavet being quiet.
Mavet gets a
Okay.
brownie point for Seer now for the first time. I'm joking.
Are you gonna announce your roll?
I got a 23.
Mm-hmm. You didn't land on any pitfalls. In this case, yeah, you're going towards a glory here. Again, that would be just a regular success for this particular one, different DC. You feel like you have his vested interest in this affair, but his patience is starting to dwindle. That said, it seems like the Jarl is more into this battle than everyone else in the room, as he reached interest 5. Moving on. Aluya.
I'm not gonna do any talking points because I don't think Camelou very much cares for Aluya. I don't think the general cares for Aluya. I'm sure that his people informed him that a crowd of his folks have been annihilated, and then the Jarl is kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think I will do in this moment is try to what would be, can I perceive not so much the general. I feel like the general is more to his senses considering all the things we did for him.
Yep.
Minus
What
the murder.
can I
Yep.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Minus the murder. Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
What was the
Don't need to use the M word here.
what is it? It's what are the things that they're doing? The two things? Interest and
Interest and patience.
patience.
You're trying to raise the patience or raise the interest before the patient runs out.
Got it. Okay. I guess I would want it so that I would help to kind of, as they're talking, what can I do to help bring up their patience?
Okay. Well, there are two routes you can take here. You can either help another person, or you can try to make a check to identify a motivation or pitfall, because motivations reduce DCs. Pitfalls are automatic failures if one of the players accidentally stumbles on it during their pitches.
Okay, so I'll try to lower DC.
Okay. So whose motivation are you trying to understand here?
We'll do... Well, because we already know about the giant's motivations, right? He's kind of...
Sure.
Murder! Big ooga ooga.
Big ooga ooga.
Like, please say that out loud. No.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do the general.
Okay, general.
I think if we can get more people to be like, listen, man, get your shit together, or we're all gonna die.
All right. Nereus is an elf, so make me an Arcana check.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Leaning towards the Fey ancestry here. Okay.
Oof.
Announce it if you want it.
I'm trying to think of if I got anything. I mean, I do have an inspiration, but I might save it for when it's really horrible. So
Okay.
I'll keep
Okay, you're gonna take that. Unfortunately, again, during your time within Frostheart, you've had a primary motivation to spread the word of Aeolus, and given the fact that Mum was a pretty big distraction for you, including the centaur raid, it's foggy. You really can't make a beat on Nereus's character.
Understood. That's fair.
Yep, he's watching everything unfold with cold eyes.
Okay.
Eddie's back to you.
Well, funny that he is turning his attention over to Nereus.
Yep.
It's I mean, not necessarily full attention, but definitely thinking about the number of things that happened in the middle of their adventures in Frostheart.
Yep.
It's the other unfortunate issue regarding this threat is that they are not just simply an army that is building forces. They are also not afraid to use any amount of trickery and deception in order to reach their goals. In fact, and then kind of briefly then turning to the rest of the table, in some fashion or another, trickery has been used as a weapon against all your peoples in recent times. In fact, even trying to pit all of you against the others. The centaur and the folks of Frostheart will be very familiar with that.
Nereus cups his chin again, just listening.
It's like, I am not expecting anything to come from this meeting aside from an alliance between all at this table. But part of that alliance does mean that you all need to be wary of such trickery, and further still, be willing to communicate with each other when a threat that might not pose anything to your people may potentially pose a threat to the others. These people will try to use the division between you all against each other, and the only way to combat it is to, at least as allied forces, trust each other and be willing to communicate.
Mr. Hayes, I've been listening to this entire affair.
And again, Nereus is speaking, looking around the room.
I've been very patient with all of you. In fact, I'm in your debt.
Looking towards Hayes, and Seer, you two in particular.
You've helped us in our time of need. During the raid, you have saved my life. And you have uncovered the spy that was so close, wearing my daughter's face. But what you're getting at,
Looking towards the giant, looking towards the centaur.
I don't see it as a possibility. I don't think we could join hands, even for one battle, without stabbing each other in the back. In fact, all this talk of peace, I see it as cowardice.
Continue on here, Eddie, as he's again, and it has an influx of emotion here.
Actually, maybe he'll actually turn over. It's like, could you actually elaborate on that? So why do you not see it as a possibility?
He'll lean in closer.
Our people have been ambushed constantly by these giants. Our people have been trampled by these centaurs. They demand retribution. They demand blood. They demand a head. And I'm sorry. I would love nothing more than to dream of peace, but it is an illusion. Should I bring this up with my kind, it'll be my head on the floor.
Well, it is by my understanding, and again, like looking over to everyone, the blood has been spilt mutually amongst your peoples in one form or another. But the problem is, as Seer was fortunate to point out, is not the blood spilt of the past, but what will be spilt in the future. It is, as I said, I'm not expecting that the folks at this table to let any bygones be bygones. I'm not expecting them to forget all of the past blood that has been spilt. But the fact of the matter is that this future threat will spill blood. And then now looking at Nereus, if your people care about their own future, that should be their focus. Because then it will not be the giants or the centaur that spill blood from that point. It will be the Rebirth Bastion and whatever force they bring this way. And worser still, they are most certainly coming up with a way to turn your own forces against you.
All right. We're going to shift into check here, but he will make one more remark, and depending on your reply, we'll determine the skill check here.
What do I tell my people? What do I tell them? To light a fire under their ass? What do I tell them? To make them draw their swords and spears and fight alongside them?
He's getting more heated.
If they don't take up arms alongside their longtime foes, their unlikely allies, they will fall upon their own spear as they are overwhelmed by a force they cannot possibly take on by themselves.
All right. I like that. Trying to think what would be appropriate here. I again, like, I could do insight again, but for this one, like, you're pointing out like a avenue for them, or for their people as a whole, to survive. I think I would actually like a survival check with that. I know I'm taking a lot of liberties with what the checks actually do, but I'm trying to translate it for this particular negotiation.
So what is the full nature of the check?
Again, my interpretation from how you phrased it is that this is an avenue for their people to survive. This is their only way to survive, or else they will be overwhelmed and die. At least that's why
I
I'm.
get that part,
Yeah.
but is it a wisdom survival? Is it a?
I might
I just need to know
do.
roughly what I'm rolling here.
If you want, you can use intelligence, but I can go either way with this one, intelligence or wisdom.
I just really know the
Yep.
nature.
Yep.
I will say, is there anything that someone wants to add along with this, or?
I will burn another flash of genius.
If something happens, okay. Sounds good to me.
I know, is Guma still here?
Yeah.
Does the bard want to do anything bardic to inspire people?
That would take up my action, yeah?
I would allow for it off turn here.
All right. Who
Yeah,
wants?
again, we're playing loosey goosey here.
I'm only bringing it up because because survival, while not my worst skills, is not one of my strongest skills. But if I'm being forced to roll it, then
Yep.
at the very least, take advantage of anything that we might have.
Damn
I'll
right.
give you
Yep.
inspiration if you need it.
Take it.
Mm.
You get a D10.
That's a. What's
Mm.
that X?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out.
You're acting like I know. I don't. I just did it.
All right, I'm first gonna see the initial roll before I include
Yep,
other things.
sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking good. It's pretty
Wait,
fucking
what did
good.
what did I even roll on? Oh, okay, 19. Just like, there's no way I rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, yeah. 23. Want to add anything to that? Because we do have degrees of success and failure here.
I think maybe I'll actually use the bardic inspiration, and then Seer, you hold on to a flash of genius because you have significantly fewer of those.
Mhm.
Sounds fair.
Uh,
My spell slots.
well, plus short rests.
Okay. And with that, you make it a critical success. Interest rises, patience does not drop. And you see him staring at the centaur, who self-proclaimed himself to ask for his blessing for his daughter's hand. And you
Just
see
like, we
that
still need
shit's
to address this.
yeah, it's that's the undercurrent behind that look, and you know it. Like, you know what he's thinking about. He's staring at the centaur, and as a father, you don't think he's gotten over it yet. Gumo, it's your turn in this negotiation. How do you assist?
So, Mr. Elfman's saying that his people want nothing more than to keep fighting these other people, correct? Basically.
That a head is necessary for all the blood that is spilled.
And he's saying his people would call for this, yes?
Yes, his people would call for this.
Gumo's going to look at him.
Mm-hmm.
You say your people call for a head? I don't know about that. I think you're out of touch with them. After all, we brought about good change in your society, didn't we? Things people would say could never have happened. And as he's saying this, his head's kind of snapping around to look at it from an upside down position.
You get a disgusted response from that, again from your erratic behavior. I would agree that a fair amount of impossibilities have occurred this last week.
Do you all think your people would like to suffer more? And he says that while looking at all of them.
Mm-hmm. Suffering will never end.
Ah, so you are out of touch. Or perhaps just lacking in intelligence?
What are you getting at?
I think you speak for your peoples in such a way as to where you do not understand them. You think
And
of
I am to
yourselves
believe...
and the upper classes.
And I am to believe someone like you,
understand my people better than I.
I see through their eyes. I've done it before. I can do it again.
And I speak to their hearts.
No, you speak to your own.
Okay.
You speak to those other nobles who always demand something. Those who want more than what they should. I know. I lived that life. I burnt it to the ground.
I may not fully agree with what he says, but he does strike a fair point about the divide between your class and those of the lower classes. The dredges exist for a reason, or at least existed as they did for a reason. How often did you come to speak with those who came from the worst of society?
Racial segregation was a necessity, unfortunately.
The separation is not my question.
Vicious
My question was-
mockery.
My question was, how often did you go down to speak with those who still lived within your city and still desired protection just as much as anybody else did? Do you understand their purpose? Do you understand their worries?
Majority
Do you
of
understand
your
what they
people-
want?
Majority of your people are not from your higher quarters.
He'll maintain a long stare towards Eddie. And then he will answer.
Be blemish on my reputation if I went down there. Not at all.
And he looks away at that. But again, let me hear what you're driving at, Tyler.
I think they don't understand their people. They speak of all of their people being willing to stab each other in the back at the first sign of being able to work together to stop their wars. I think they're wrong.
Okay. Give me an insight. Again, this particular argument, although important enough to make a check, is neither motivation or pitfall. Go right ahead.
They don't want rebellion on their hands. They should be
yeah.
very worried about that.
Give me an insight, because you're talking about the perspective of the other people and what they want.
Right, and you know what? Just because...
20. D6 on top of that. Holy shit, for
26.
26. That is... Again, that is a critical success. You guys have just been rolling really good.
Except for me.
Yeah. It seems you tugged at a string with the general, and he is looking away, but you have a feeling that he is motivated to help. Which leaves your good friend, the chieftain, or the newly elected chieftain, Kamlu. My bet. You have any words to say to Kamlu of all people?
Friendly
Just
horseman
immediately
join
turns into a
alliance.
horse and neighs at him.
He neighs at him, then goes, see, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
let
that's right.
me think, because I gotta go after
Yep.
this.
Yeah, that's a good place to depart at.
I really want to play on the religious aspect.
Ooh, okay.
Have you heard of the great god Aeol?
Yeah, baby.
Jamalu, I want you to realize that what you were able to accomplish in scarring me, you will be unable to do to this new force. Do you think your gods will smile upon you when they inflict the same damage to all of your people?
Just to reiterate, you're suggesting because of your personal 1v1 with them that you had back in the day, that you believe that he would not be able to attack this force or defend against this force? Is that what I'm getting at? Or is that what you
Yes,
were
he
getting
would
at?
not be able to lose. Yeah,
Okay.
he wouldn't be able to do it alone if he was only able to do that much to me. And
Mhm.
if all his people were slain because of a choice he made, how would the gods look upon them?
Hmm. Okay. How the gods look upon him? I see what you're getting at, Tree Man. But there is a difference between a honorable duel and a war. My people would not bend a knee to any force that wishes for our blood, that wishes for our land, that wishes to take. And you see the double meaning behind that as his eyes are glancing over Nereus, then towards Merkvar.
Yeah, then don't bend the knee. Who says that this needs to be a war? Get your.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the word for it.
Yeah.
Let your gods be pleased in letting you lead the charge. You all go first.
You're suggesting that they take the vanguard?
Yeah, I am suggesting that, if they want the glory for their god and not, bending the knee, but they might have reservations about teaming up with all these people at once. Why
Mhm.
not take the charge? Warrior spirit.
Yeah. He stares at you for a while. Again, head crooked. Are you suggesting that we become a wall of meat?
No, I'm suggesting we see who is the strongest of our kind. I'll go with you. We'll see who falls first and who fells more enemies.
And you stumbled on a pitfall. I think he would approach you, Mavet. And to reiterate the past events here, he would say to you, although my tribe believes in honor, believes in glory, power is one thing we do not crave. Yes, we are strong. And yes, there are those who wish to rule over other people. Some who wish to be kings, overlords, to hold dominion. But we believe in freedom.
I am not going to be your goat for the slaughter.
Now, because we really haven't had any hiccups during this conversation so far, or this negotiation, what happens when you stumble onto a pitfall is considered a critical failure, and the patience of the person you talk to decreases by 2. They don't lose interest, just decreases. You see that he shares the same patience as everybody else in the room. Seer, the tree man and the horse are butting heads.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Oh, I'm just imagining a deer slamming its head into a wall, and it's like, all right, deer, something's wrong with you.
Yeah, you feel like that argument that Mavet made would have been very good for the frost giant earlier on.
But not for
No.
our lovely horse friend, who's very, very nice. Oh, I mean,
What do you do, fam?
I'm trying to figure out how to fix this fire. Speaking the fire giant Genasi.
Mm-hmm.
You get your betrothed husband in line.
Your betrothed husband. Yeah, that's right.
Get him the fuck off and be like, settle down, honey. Don't mess with the kids.
Yeah.
But reality is the only thing I can do to possibly fix this fire, because they're essentially like, I'm not gonna be your bloodshed, and Mabet's like, come on, fight with me. I want to murder. I don't want to throw Mavet down the bus, but
Good.
I think we could.
essentially,
Good.
but the big thing
Two
is that
problems.
but the best way I can explain it to possibly our lovely friend here is that he's small fish. Let's talk about the actual big fish we need to deal with.
Yep.
AKA Mavet's the small fish. Ignore the piece of shit, or make it like that. That essentially what would make him happy, in a sense, being like, it's not worth it, boss. It's not worth it. You have bigger things to do. You got better things to do than, fighting this guy. You know?
Okay. How do you phrase that?
So, we can either have a dick measuring contest where one person very much wants to show his dick, while the other is just very much thinking about the future of their kind. Or
He doesn't have a horse in the race. Sorry, go on.
that was...
Gray, stop being racist for him.
Damn.
Not here.
So good.
I'm gonna say this for you. He is not the wisest of us. He may be wise in one way, but for us and what we need to achieve, no. He thinks small. You think much, much bigger picture of things. He wants to see the glory, not for all, but for just himself. But I know for you, you specifically, just want to have a better future, hence glory for all. So, cast his words down to the ground and just understand what we are truly here for. Not for simple, brainless bloodshed to count. But we're here for preserving a future where we, and possibly your kind, can exist versus the bigger threat.
He's gonna tear his gaze away from Mavet. And give you a bit of a crooked smile.
Woo-woo.
Ooh, yep. Seer. Look, I know what you're doing, and I appreciate it. But I'm not an elf, not a giant. Tribe, we would fight by your side. We would die for you. Not for them. Not for them.
In
What about the
my
woman you love?
pool.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Shut your
Like-
goddamn mouth.
No.
Damn, he did call it
Perhaps-
out.
No, perhaps hearing from it from
Yeah.
a source that doesn't immediately anger him.
As he's reaching for his weapon, go ahead, Eddie.
So don't forget, Camelot, that you did fall in love with someone outside of your tribe. Would you not die for her so that her family and her people may survive too?
I would die for her freedom, not her family.
Pivoting back to Seer. At this point, whatever you say next will be considered the check here. What would you like to say with this information like coming up?
My end goal to share with you is for the big picture. I am an enemy amongst my people, and that is by choice. It's not that I dislike them. It's not that I want to make them suffer. But I say this because I know how beautiful it is for the world to see the future, because there is a chance. There is a chance that we can make things happen, change, even if it's good or bad. But I know for a fact that what's about to happen to us next, Camelot, here, could decide whether or not we can even have a choice in that future.
Okay. Okay. What kind of check would you like to make? Because, again, I just don't want to keep repeating what I have in mind. Moo.
Yep.
I'm asking, what kind of check do you think that would represent?
That's what I'm trying to think.
Okay.
It's because it's one of those hard ones where I wish to say, oh, I hate it. It's a, as a DM, that sounds like a good persuasion check, and that's what kills me, because I
Yeah.
suck at persuasion.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
mean,
Yeah.
it could be at least in some way. It's like you are, because like there are many different ways to make a to persuade somebody. It's like you could persuade them by emotion, persuade them by natural charisma, or your persuasion just comes from laying down everything logically or
Yeah.
with their own wisdom.
Yeah,
I think it
I'll-
can be a persuasion, but we can possibly make it not charisma because it's not really the kind of argument you're making.
Yeah,
True.
I
Well,
can
see,
I can
too,
lean on that.
yeah.
Yeah, persuasion,
gonna say.
intelligence.
Oh, okay. I was about to
Yeah,
say, it's like, if
allow
it is intelligence, I am laying it out flat.
Hell yeah, you are.
All right, let's
Yeah,
see
I'm just
what I
trying to
get.
be more creative so we don't keep repeating stuff
You
here.
got BD. I mean,
Oof.
BI.
BB. Okay, what do I roll?
14 total.
D10.
All right, but let's see. Bardic Inspiration, is that a D10?
Yep, D10.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. And it continues.
Never count out the BI.
Okay.
At least it's not IBS.
Yep. Because you did dabble on one of his motivations here. And I'm being very generous with this motivation. Because again, like he embodies freedom. He holds freedom above all else. Is something he's been pursuing throughout this entire adventure, from trying to escape his own tribe to like expressing his love for a woman outside of his tribe, trying to liberate both of them. Only to find himself back into a role of a chieftain, which again he doesn't pursue power. And the way that you've spoken to him is a critical success. We have 5s across the board. You see as you finish speaking, his grip around his weapons shaft begins to loosen.
Not his other shaft.
Yeah, that's why I specified. And he'll narrow his eyes towards Gumo, and his face will soften as it lingers onto Seer. It is only natural that a man should listen to his upcoming wife. Gives a chuckle at that. Looking around.
Jack builds up.
Looking around the board. The giant takes his great axe out and with a cleave hits the center where this mushroom has been burning. And again, because they're spectral, they're basically doing a zoom call here. It leaves no mark, but the spectral weapon maintains its place. Nereus, at that cue, takes out his own sword and brings it to touch the great axe at the center. And finally, we have Camelou, who takes out his halberd, and not out of anger or the intent of murder like previously, he too brings his weapon in contact. And you see them all share a glance with one another and a nod. As you feel...
then,
Go ahead.
I mean, I feel like maybe to add to it, Eddie will walk up, slice his own hand, and allow the blood to drip over their spectral weapons, and in this case, Camelou's actual weapon.
Yep. As it begins to turn orange from the fire. And we see the sizzling of the blood popping within this mixture. And each one gives their own variation, but it boils down to: we will work together. We will be at your side. You have my sword. You have my axe. You have my halberd. And you have the strength of our warriors.
You
We
have
will
my
fight
ball.
by your side. Good way of ruining it. You have our arms, and we will fight besides you. And to explain once more, with interest, if you guys got a 4, they would just help you. And you feel like this treaty, this ceasefire would fall apart after the foe ends. But because you guys got 5s around the boards with each faction, you feel like this peace might actually be stronger than you anticipated. Do we have any one-liner to end the session with?
Actually, specifically because it was touched upon toward the end there, Eddie will actually make a communication specifically and only to Camelou.
Ooh.
And maybe something for him to think about and ponder.
Okay.
He says, when all this is over, when you and Jonua are finally reunited, if freedom is what you wish, you need only ask, and I'll give it to you.
Yeah. And I imagine with all the weapons being held together in contact, his eyes are just lingering at you in disbelief. And I kind of imagine we just cut to black after that offer. All right. And that's where we're going to end the session for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
This has been House Common Blood. The intro and outro music is Oh My Dog by Savik, and any other music and sound effects used in the episode are royalty-free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using, and if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Iola Skychu.